But I still have one question for you, and that's, what did you really see on the wing of the plane?
A Czechoslovakian acrobat in a little furry suit.
Wow.
But, and maybe you can help me. Reason, that's terror at 20,000 feet, isn't it?
Yeah. Correct.
Ooh, correct. We could go further into that, but I'll avoid it. Why do you think that piece has remained so popular? That it's in all those marathon of the Twilight Zone. Why is it so popular?
I think perhaps from where I'm coming from, one, it was an excellent example of early thrills on that particular period of television, and the other thing is, I think they re-air it a lot because you're in it.
I think that it touches a core fear that we all have about getting in this cylinder, and then it goes up, and you think, how's it going up? And then it hits a bump, and you think, does that mean we're going down? And then, every so often, something happens like a lightning strike on a plane, and there's a loud bang, and you think this is the end? I'm never going to fly again? But then how do I get to my lover who's in the next city? It's a choice between sex and the plane. And you choose sex and you fly again, but you're filled with fear. And so the sex isn't very good, so you fly back. I think it touches a core of fear, okay? And that's the reason it has remained universal. And that's the reason we suspend disbelief of a little furry animal who's not even aerodynamic, standing on a wing looking in a window.
They were trying to give me a mirror backstage that, hey, just check your hair. And I said, oh, my hair's fine. My hair's not fine. It's amazing. SVCC. How's it going so far? This is the first one, right? Yeah. So the flagship, we're here. This is us. I was there when it began. That's what we'll say to our grandkids. SVCC. Sounds like a condition. She's got SVCC. Thank you.
So I actually, we're looking forward to your castle episode on Monday, but I have a question about Firefly. One of my, I think the funniest scene is when it's in the desert, and they take all your clothes and leave it there bed.
Wait, what? They said that wasn't going to go on TV. They said that was just for us in-house.
She wants to know if you and Gina Torres ever had a thing on set.
Yeah. Gina Torres, a goddess. Amazing. Totally amazing, wonderful. Married to Lawrence Fishburne.
But still
nothing. Still nothing. Lawrence Fishburne oozes cool. He doesn't even try. I think he tries not to ooze cool, and it doesn't work. I think it's the one thing he can't do. So there's his failing.
Thank you.
So there's room for improvement, yeah. But I will say this. Gina Torres used to, when I would be like doing whatever, she used to come and cut my butt with both hands. And she would sing, "Your booty is a wonderland." What's your name?
My name is Isabella.
Yes, it is. Sure is. How you doing?
Good.
What, do you have a question for me?
Yes.
Tell me what the question is.
How did you start off as an actor?
That's an excellent question. How old are you, by the way?
What?
How old are you?
6 and a half.
6.5. So when I was your age, I was very, very shy. I was super duper shy. You're not very shy. You seem very friendly and polite and sweet. Super duper cute. So when I was about in 5th grade, the class clown got sick. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot. Because he had his tonsils out or something, and he had like a couple of days that he was gonna be gone. I said, someone's gotta do this. So I tried it out, and I thought it was kind of fun, and I really enjoyed that. And then there was a math test I didn't study for, and I said, I wonder if I can do drama. And I pretended I was sick, and I stayed home. And yes, I failed that test.
Go ahead.
Well, my favorite Mythbuster was the elephant that you did during Shark Week.
Yeah.
And I wondered if you tested it with sound. Because I was wondering with an elephant's large ears, if the squeak of the mouse had more effect than the sight of the mouse.
Or the sound a mouse would make when you hide it inside a large ball of dung. Those were very unhappy mice. They were trying to chew their way out. Right, we're all feeling sorry for lab mice at this point, you realize that. And that episode, The Elephants Are Afraid of Mice, was a total fluke. We never set out to do that, but we were in South Africa filming with the sharks in false spade that leap all the way out of the water. And a storm kept us off the water for a few days, and that was crippling from a production standpoint. We had to get a certain amount of footage for going to South Africa, and that's when we thought, well, let's just go inland to this little nature preserve and shoot Elephants Are Afraid of Mice. We thought our biggest problem would be what happens when the elephant squishes the mice. Do we film the bloody spot? And it was amazing because the elephants did 2 separate times, like they got up to the mouse and stopped and literally like tiptoed all the way around. I don't know about the sound. It's possible, but I don't. That's a good question. Yes.
Hi, I was wondering if you're a cat person or a dog person.
I have owned cats before, but let's face it, cats are dicks. I've also had some not very nice ex-girlfriends. I'm not equating the two, but I'm saying you can still have a fine time with a cat. They just don't care about you that much. And, you know, a certain number of times I've looked at their butthole. I understand it. No, I grew up, actually, my father was terribly allergic to pets. So he wasn't allergic to cats. And that was what we had growing up. We had a few cats, and then I had some when I was living in New York. But I never had a dog until 10 years ago, and my wife and I got Huxley, our dog, and then he was followed shortly after by Maggie, and I had no idea how good dog love really was. It eclipses cat love by every measure possible, as far as I'm concerned. It is a completely unconditional, uncomplicated love that they give, and I'm addicted to it. So I'm a dog person.
Hi.
Hello.
So obviously you're very big into space. You did the Mars panel earlier. My question is, one, if you were ever offered the chance to go to space, would you take it? And if so, what would be your biggest concern once in space? Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, or just like, not just like with the, spaceship or anything like that, but, personally, not everybody is suited for space, so what's your personal concern?
Yes, I want to go to space. First of all, let's everyone in the world know, I totally would love to be a civilian ambassador to space. I think I'm pretty good at talking. But I'm totally terrified of vomiting the whole time. So apparently there is a story about they sent a civilian up in the 80s. I can't remember who it was, but they sent a civilian congressperson or senator up.
Jake Gard. Barfin Jake Gard.
Right, Jake Gard, right? And he vomited so much that they called the most amount of vomiting that could happen in space the Gard Index. They named it after him. I'm afraid I beat it. I have a weak stomach. I rode the zero-G plane, and although we weren't allowed to show it in the Mythbusters episode, per our agreement, I totally threw up in that. In fact, at one point I threw up in the barf bag, and then I looked down in it, and I realized, oh, there's nothing holding the vomit in this bag. Except its inertia. I think I'll close it now. So yeah, I'm terrified of what the throwing up would be doing to me, but I would totally go like that.
Why did Tori, Carrie, and Grant leave the show?
They left because of a contract negotiation with Discovery that I was not privy to, and I wished that they hadn't left the show. It was not my call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry to give such a... That's the worst answer to give a kid. Contract law and lawyers, kid.
For $6 a month, they give you 3 different spice packets and the recipe cards that go with the spice packets, right? So everyone else has basically just been, reviewing the spices. And so what we want to do today is we actually want to cook something today.